Okay, here we go. Emily Harrington at home, danger stick number, who the knows.
We don't remember the episode number anymore because it's been so long.
Well, my goal in Spain was to climb my first 8A or 513B rock climbing route, a sport climbing route, just not the style of climbing I've really ever focused on. Probably have done every route 511 and easier. And there's a famous area on Donaldson Summit called the Gully, where all the routes are hard, slightly overhanging, incredibly clean, unbroken granite with a mix of sport routes and a couple of crack lines. And I've never climbed a route in the Gully because they're all too hard. Arguably, the most famous line is called Cannibals. Officially, it's a 12D. So that's the route Emily suggested for me.
It's kind of his perfect style because it's pretty much dead vertical. He doesn't really like overhanging climbing. Not that he doesn't like it, but he's not as good at it. He's really good at standing on his feet. He has really strong fingers and there's a lot of really small holds. And there's also good rests. So those are the three things that Adrian really excels at. Vertical, super crimpy, good rests.
I excel at the rests.
Yeah, because you get really pumped and so you need the rest. Cannibals is rated 12D, but it's pretty sandbagged, meaning that it's probably the hardest 12D that I've ever climbed and harder than a lot of 13As that I've ever climbed before, and it probably should be rated 13A. But Donner Summit is notoriously difficult, the grades are notoriously stiff, and so it will probably never be graded 513, just based on principle.
Like right away, she was like, you can do this route. She kept me motivated.
Wasn't sure that he would ever do the route before this past spring, but then watching him progress through training all spring, I realized that that route was actually perfect for him. It's kind of ironic that we went all the way to Spain to climb to try to send one of his hardest projects, and it just so happens that some of the hardest routes he can climb are probably right in our backyard, and they're his perfect style.
I think I worked on it for about 2 weeks. I bet I climbed it, I'm gonna say 7 or 8 days and somewhere around 20 or 25 tries. I thought the hardest move for me was this really powerful undercling section, like 3 or 4 bolts up the route. That initially felt the hardest for me. But then actually when trying to send on lead, the famous peanut move kept spitting me off just like 6 feet from the top.
Yeah, come on. Julian. Stay super tight, Izzy. Tight, tight, tight. Oh! Feet up, feet up. Got it. Go! Yes. Ah! Tall, tall, tall. Cross your foot through. You got it. Trust your foot. Trust it. High tide. Good job. Fight. Fight hard. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. Go, go, go. Come on, Adrian.
I was worried that it was becoming mental. Like he was kind of, I thought he was really capable of doing the route, and it was sort of becoming this mental thing where he would like make a little tiny mistake and then fall, sort of unnecessarily. And so I was just a little bit worried that he would fall on the peanut move over and over and over again forever, which does happen on that route. I have known people to fall there forever.
Like, it was something that for 15 years of living and visiting, it's like a dream route, but one that I actually never thought I'd work on or send. I guess the biggest thing is just realizing that I can really be happy staying home in Tahoe and working on an 80-foot piece of rock instead of a 29,000-foot tall mountain, on the other side of the planet. Like, I'm equally happy and inspired by what we've been doing the last few months here.
It just feels like sort of like the world around us is crumbling in a way. I think for me, it's just put things in perspective a little bit. It's made me really appreciate all the travel that I've gotten to do over the years, and just appreciate all the privilege that I have in my life, and it's made me want to do more than just go rock climbing.